used correctly, intelligence can be a truly scary thing. Some of the most powerful people in the world are like that because they have the capacity for meticulous planning and great intelligence. Whilst intelligence may be complicated, there are some fictional characters that are so overwhelmingly smart that they manage to set themselves apart even from a pack of incredibly intelligent peers. From mutant masterminds to tech geniuses and metahumans, join Max rankings as we count down the 20 most dangerous minds the sci-fi universe has ever seen. Note that this list does not include any god-like beings or cosmic entities and artificial intelligence. Speaking of beasts, Hank McCoy's intellectual stock has moved up quite a bit in recent years. His intelligence quotient has not been measured yet, but he is said to be one of Marvel's smartest mutants. Michael is a proven intellectual genius. He broke out 3 top security prison, and managed to outsmart every cop, FBI, and even a terrorist. He is always in control in any given situation. His IQ stands out at 160. Thanks to his super speed and super ability to memorize material. Barry is at the top of his occupation with an IQ of 160. Peter Parker has an estimated IQ of about 160. In the comics he is much smarter than all the movie versions, easily discovering the Parker particles which grants him super strength, and once built a time machine. A theoretical physicist, a human calculator, and has attained mastery in calculus, quantum chromodynamics, plus Newtonian mechanics. Not to mention that he has never failed a maths problem in his life. His peak IQ level is at 187. Holmes' abilities lay mainly in his skills of deduction. He is incredibly observant, noticing the tiniest details that most people would not pay attention to. His IQ level stands out at 190. Although Banner's big green alter ego is more well-known, Bruce himself turns out to be an expert in many fields. He's shown capable of creating a technology called Banner Tech that is on par with the technology used by Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom. His IQ stands out at 190. Wakanda had an advantage with a mountain of invaluable vibranium, but without Shuri's genius turning it into cutting-edge crime-fighting technology, it would remain just a giant hunk of material. Her IQ level has not been estimated yet, but she remains one of the smartest characters in MCU. Doom's intelligence is so vast that he's done things that should be impossible. Doom was able to devise a plan to kill the Beyonder, a nigh-omnipotent being, and steal his powers, becoming God Emperor Doom. His IQ level stands out at a remarkable 198 points. When it comes to planning ahead, Adrain is way ahead of the world in general. He outsmarted Dr. Manhattan, a guy who can see into the future, and is a near-omniscient and omnipotent being. That should give you a measure of his feat. His IQ level stands out at around 235. Mr. Terrific is quite the polymath, able to learn complicated skills with ease. He specializes in multiple fields of engineering, medicine, and science. He is a self-made multi-millionaire and has 14 different PhDs, due to his natural aptitude for learning. By 6 years of age, he not only had learned the theory of time and space continuum, but he had read and assimilated the works of Niels Bohr, Albert Einstein, Max Planck, and Richard Feynman. His IQ level was first estimated at 179, but since he is constantly upgrading, his current IQ level is at 240. Though Pym might be most infamous for creating the nearly unstoppable Ultron, he's actually much more well-known as the premier biochemist in the world. He has a PhD in biochemistry and nanotechnology and is an expert in quantum physics, robotics, cybernetics, artificial intelligence and entomology. He discovered PIM particles and figured out how to use them to shrink himself, shrink others and shrink objects with no ill effects. His IQ level stands out at 250. How smart he is. A masterful engineer with expertise in numerous scientific fields, Stark was once called the world's most adept multitasker by Reed Richards, due to his ability to compartmentalize his mind into 3 separate yet independently operating sections. Not only does this unique ability allow Stark to perform multiple complex tasks at the same time, it provides him with an unparalleled level of tactical efficacy by allowing him to parse several information streams at once. Tony Stark is also the world's premier mechanical and electrical engineer and is an expert in chemistry, computer science and physics. He's invented some of the most powerful and intriguing weapons to ever exist in the Marvel Universe's history. In his first alterations his IQ was at 189, however changes has been made giving him an IQ level at 270. It's hard not to argue the fact that Bruce Wayne is one of the smartest humans on the face of the planet. Look at the facts. Before he donned the cape, he spent years training for the occasion, and not only his body, but his mind as well. He gained degrees in biology, chemistry, advanced chemistry, computer science, criminal science, engineering, forensics, physics, and technology by the age of 25. He is also capable of forensic investigation, observation, and deductive reasoning of the highest caliber. Given any mystery, he can arrive at any conclusions with a fraction of data. He is constantly planning, and counter-planning, for every eventuality, and has strategies in place to deal with any threat that comes his way. It has been revealed, on more than one occasion, that Batman has methods in place to bring down the Justice League if they were ever to go rogue. He's always been a shining example of several forms of intellect, and that was before he got his hands on the Mobius chair, which granted him access to the entirety of the new God's knowledge of the universe. There's no telling how intelligent he is now, but it feels safe to say that his brainpower rises above the rest. His IQ level was estimated at 192, but now his estimated IQ stands out at 290. No matter what the universe throws at Lex Luthor, he always has an answer. A genius, as well as an expert engineer, Lex seems to adapt to any situation with ease. Above everyone else, Lex is regarded as the smartest man on planet Earth. Lex has single-handedly built a multi-billion-dollar company from the ground up and conducted all sorts of scientific experiments that have led to advanced technologies, pharmaceuticals, weapons, and more. He has seemingly mastered every science known to the universe. He is able to execute the most effective and efficient solution possible in any given situation. He stands out due to his ability to master any situation, usually against staggering odds. His IQ has never been estimated, but it's been said that he possesses an 11th level intellect. To give you an understanding of his measure of intelligence, the entire Earth's population is considered to be at a 6th level of intellect. Batman is said to be at 9th level of intellect with peak IQ at 290. You can do the math. There is no one in the world who can take science completely alone, from zero to traveling through dimensions, shrinking anything and anyone, creating an artificial microscopic organisms into a mini-universe, as well as using their kinetic energies to power his ship. Rick Sanchez is a whole new level of genius. He is manipulative, brilliant and simply logical. He believes he knows everything and can do anything. He is basically a scientific god. He even managed to outsmart all alternate versions of himself. According to William James Sidis, his estimated IQ level would be well over 500. Remember when Doctor Strange was looking for countless possibilities of victory against Thanos with the Time Stone? Well, Clifford can do that and more with just the power of his mind. Before ever becoming the Thinker, Clifford created a thinking cap which boosted his intelligence. When he was then exposed to dark matter while wearing the thinking cap, his intellect kept increasing. As a result, he became stated that he would gain actual omniscience when exposed to Speed Force. His estimated IQ is said to be well above 1,000. That ends our video on the world's smartest characters. Try out these link in my description below to test your IQ scores and see if you make it up to the top 20 smartest characters. If you enjoyed my content, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more ranked videos every week.